Good evening. My name is Christina Evans Hart, and I'm here this evening to talk to everybody about tobacco and our youth are still a concern. I thought we lived in the land of the free. You know, the land where you can make your own choices. I'm sure most of us are aware of the damage caused from smoking and what it does to our health. But how much does our younger generation truly know? Are we still doing enough to deter them from picking up this nasty habit? I suppose it's an ever-growing issue since the government is still passing new laws and regulations on smoking bans. The Washington Post released that Monday, May the 31st of 2010, President Obama signed an historic tobacco legislation in the Rose Garden of the White House. Obama said it would help stem the constant and insidious barrage of advertising that every year draws millions of teenagers into a lifelong struggle to quit. I was just driving home a couple months ago and noticed there were about 4 teenagers leaving a local middle school smoking cigarettes. And all I could help to do was to think that one day could very well be one of my children, perhaps one of yours. So today, I'm going to share with you some of the startling facts to persuade you to help educate our youth from smoking and to prevent them from even picking up this nasty habit, so they have a better chance of living a longer life without tobacco-related diseases. The number of teenagers that are faced with this addiction is still a serious problem. The Seattle Times published that nearly a quarter of high school students in the United States smoke cigarettes, according to the National Institutes of Health. Studies also done by the Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, shows that people who start smoking before the age of 21 have the hardest time quitting. And about 30% of those smokers will die early from some kind of smoking-related diseases. The Toronto Star released in 1997, research showed that about 3 million American teens are regular smokers and another 1 million young men use smokeless tobacco. The Star also reported that the FDA set forth regulations that it would be illegal to sell tobacco products to anyone without showing proper identification that they were at least the age of 18. Just this March, information was released by the FDA that indicates currently every day in the United States there are 4,000 children under the age of 18 that try their first cigarette, and about 1,000 of these become habitual smokers. This information was released from the Health and Human Services at a national press conference called Protecting Kids from Tobacco. So what should be done? Well, there are actually several things that we are doing to help discourage our teens from smoking and to help them quit. So here are some ideas that can help, keep them from picking up this habit, or to help them get through and help them quit. Number 1, understand the attraction. Help them to know what they're dealing with, and don't be afraid to ask them questions. And you should also ask them which one of their friends happen to be smoking. And also tell your teen to say no to teen smoking. I'm sure you may feel that your teen doesn't listen to you, but say it anyways. Set a good example. If you're a smoker, it's time for you to give it up. Appeal to your teen's vanity. Let them know smoking isn't as glamorous as they may think it is. Do the math. Take the time to calculate the weekly, the yearly cost of this habit. Expect peer pressure. Friends who smoke can actually be pretty convincing, but this is where you give them the tools to teach them to refuse the cigarettes. And also take the addiction seriously. Let them know that smoking is just as addictive for teens as it is for adults. And also, number 8, predict the future. Make sure that they are aware of the consequences of smoking and what it can do, such as cancer and heart attack and strokes. Think beyond cigarettes. Don't let your teen be fooled. Just because they have other cigarettes and things and products that they can smoke that are fruit flavored, it still causes bad health problems. And number 10, get involved. Get your teen involved in a local school-sponsored anti-smoking campaign, and do some research and see what's available in your local county. And actually, there is some action that is currently being taken now, but is always changing and improving. The new tobacco legislation that was just signed on May the 31st, 2010, actually gives sweeping power to the Food and Drug Administration to regulate tobacco products. The new law directly bans companies from using youth-oriented gimmicks such as adding candy, fruit flavors, spices to cigarettes. The law also includes bans targeting youth with marketing campaigns, including giving away clothing, and other items with their logos, or giving free samples and ends with the terms using light, low, and mild for products that require warning labels to dominate the front and rear panels of the packs. The new graphic labels for the cigarette packs will read, such warnings such as cigarettes cause cancer or smoking can kill, and it's actually going to be in really stark black letters. The law also calls for warnings to use color images. According to the Richmond Times-Dispatch, cigarette makers have only 15 months to start putting new warning labels on packs. And also reported by Ron Stevens of the Athens Herald, Georgia is currently trying to pass the House Bill 39 that is actually supposed to raise the tax. This bill is called the Buck Pack Tax. It would benefit Georgia by putting the extra tax on the smoker rather than the non-smokers, which would generate over $350 million to contribute towards state Medicaid patients. By increasing the tax on the cigarettes, it would also deter the youth from smoking. The American Lung Association states by increasing the tax on cigarettes would also deter the youth from smoking. The American Lung Association says for every 10% increase in the price of cigarettes, overall consumption is reduced by approximately 3 to 5%. And the number of kids that will actually stop smoking is reduced up to 6 to 7%. So we must all realize that smoking is just as big of an issue as it always has been. So we need to make sure we do our part as our mothers, fathers, brothers, and sisters, and friends to keep on educating our youth about the dangers of smoking and the long-term effect it can have on them as well as everyone else close to them. So as I leave you today, I would like to leave you with this last final thought. And when I'm finished, think of this. If secondhand smoke can do this to you, think about what it can do to your teen if they are the smoker. I lie in here beside the whitewashed wall. My hair is gone, my head is bald. The room is sterile and it's very cold. Wish you were here. Dad, I need someone to hold. I can't breathe. I'm on a machine. It goes whir and click. It's such a din. I've got lung cancer. It's all black inside. And when Mom says smoking causes cancer, Dad, I think she lied. I never lit up, even when you did. I sat next to you, a small little kid. You puffed and you huffed through your life, Dad, and Mom always looked so very sad. My friends asked me not to smoke, or my friends asked me to smoke, but I never did, because Mom told me from young, smoking is stupid. It shoots up your lungs and blackens your teeth. So when I see a smoker, Dad, I anger and seethe. You smoke 2 packs a day, and you're still healthy and strong. I hate smokers, Dad, but I never thought you wrong. I love you, Dad. I always sat next to you, and I know that you always love me too. The room here is cold. I see you through the glass, and I think back to long ago, Dad, of times past. Of the memories I recall as much as I can, there's always been a cigarette, Dad, stuck inside your hand. I remember the fun things, Dad, all the times we had. But as I look at you from here, you look so sad. You're not smoking, Dad. No cigarette I can see on you. Maybe it's at the hospital. Maybe it's because it's the hospital and it's the ICU. My breathing becomes labored. I don't think I'll live. Well, I tried my best. I gave all I had to give. But one thing, Dad, I cannot comprehend. I'm not a smoker. So why does my life have to end? Well, I thank you for your time, and I hope this will help you think about what we can do to help educate our youth from smoking, and, make sure you talk to your teens. And if you might not have children, I'm sure you know someone that does, as family and friends. So thank you so much, and have a good evening.